Welcome, welcome. Hello, gamers. This is the instructional video on how to find intersections in curves. So basically, you'll fill out these two columns as you go, but once you've watched this video, you'll be able to fill out all three at once. So let's get into it. I'm just going to take a couple at random. Just as with the other two columns, we will copy and paste the curve into the ArcGIS map. As far as what you want showing, you'll want the curves and the passes because you'll need to know the exact length of the curve to know whether or not it covers an area that has an intersecting road. So basically, we'll hop along until we find one with an intersection, which shouldn't be too long. But essentially, what we're looking for is if a road intersects with the outside of a curve, meaning outside this convex or rounded side, or if there's an intersecting road intersecting on the inside, on the concave side. And at times, obviously, there will be both, where it has an intersection coming into both sides, or maybe even the same road just passing through it. Driveways do not count for this. It's only going to be intersecting streets. But as you can see here, no roads. We can use a streets base map as well. Whatever floats your boat here. We check the imagery map. We see that it's nothing but brush. So we are going to take this one and say NA. There is no intersection there. And since we didn't finish the row, I will not put my initials. I will just move on. Still out in the middle of nowhere. Obviously, nothing. So we're going to move outside of this area. Let's see if we can find something a little more urban. Again, out in the wilderness. Really, it's as simple as that. No intersections involved. Now here's an interesting situation. So a lot of stuff going on here. But as you can see, these are all driveways. So none of these are technically going to apply to the intersection category. And then obviously, if you switch base maps, it's going to show you if there's a street there. So instead of jumping around randomly, I'm going to find an example. Like this one. So obviously this is a road. It's intersecting the curve. When we look at the curve, it's pretty straight, but you can tell that the outside of the curve, which would be to the left here, is the one being intersected. Again, outside is, opposite of the rounded side of the curve. It'll be attached to the rounded side of the curve, I guess I should say. Is there a road coming in here where it's starting to curve inward? This would be inside of the curve, but there's nothing there. We just have this one intersecting with the outside. So, let's see if that one's... That's right, we didn't search for that one. Yeah, so this one's not on our list, so we won't actually change it, but it's a good example of one that we'll encounter. Let's find another one. Here's a good example. So let's say we didn't have the passes selected. We see this curve, we want to check this one. We don't know how many of these streets are going to intersect with it. That's why we always want to make sure to have our passes layer on, because we've got not one but two roads intersecting us on the outside of the curve, going into the rounded side. And we've got one road also intersecting it on the inside. So this one, let's say this was the right one, we would just go to both. Let's do one more. Let's do one more off the list. Well, this one's a multi-curve, but no intersection. One more good example. Now, this is another tough one because it's pretty straight, but you can see it is slightly curving this way. So we've got the intersecting road intersecting on the inside and one intersecting on the outside. If this weren't here, it would just be outside. If this weren't here, it would just be inside, but we've got both here. So we just fit both there. And that concludes my first training video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'll be doing a live stream of Super Mario Brothers 3 at the end of the day, so be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks.